All right, we are live.
Hello, welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 541. I am Otto. Tonight, I am joined with Jared,
What's up, guys?
the noticing caucus chair himself.
The noticing
Alex.
chair.
Yes, I'm the noticing chair, and I also run a caucus.
Yep.
A lot of noticing the past couple weeks of our greatest ally. So if you've been noticing, join the caucus.
And
Drop
the
him-
man
drop him
of
a
the
line.
hour, man of the hour, I would say, the guy who is up just fresh off of his. How many years in a row have you been to Porcfest, James?
Since 07. 07, but I missed 09. So
What happened in
Almost
09?
20 years.
we did something else. I don't know.
What?
Yeah. Well, that lovely voice you're hearing is James, the island-based homegrown crypto hootie.
Yes, I'm broadcasting live from the undisclosed main island compound.
Based.
Great to be with you.
Oh, it's great to have you. So let's do this, man. How was Porcfest? Give us their yearly rundown. I look forward to hearing about it.
Well, a lot of people thought it was the best Porcfest ever because Ross
Really?
was there. Ross was free.
Nice.
And, free Ross is always a popular topic, it's that at Porcfest. So it's kind of ground zero for Lynn and so much. So many people were so happy to have Ross there. He showed up on Saturday and did a walk around the campground, met people, did a nice presentation. It was pretty good. So, I'd say overall positive, but there's always like absent people that I wish were there. No Ernie Hancock again this year. But I'd say generally, pretty decent. So Rogers is still Rogers Campground.
Still the porta potties and the water shutting off.
Yeah, I heard it's getting way too overcrowded there, and like the room is just people are just running out of space, and Rogers just can't handle it.
No, that's not the case at all. There's plenty of space. What they can't handle are things like plumbing and electrical. Okay.
I think those are pretty important.
Right. For instance, there's one of the bathhouses, right, is somebody got shocked there. They didn't die, so they weren't electrocuted.
When was
But
this?
This was like 2 years ago.
I was gonna say because I was there in 2021. 2021.
Yeah, it's 21. Yep.
I didn't hear about it at the time, but somebody told me, like, I knew that the bathhouse was closed all last year. And it was closed. It never opened up this year. Maybe they closed it last year. I don't know. But like they didn't bother to reopen it because they didn't bother to fix whatever
So
electrical.
people can't get showers there.
Well, there are other bathhouses on the campground. So this is like one of the 3 bathhouses is down. And then Porcfest brings in some like shower trailers to kind of
Yeah, I remember those. I saw those.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't partake in that. I went to the old one with the nasty, it's like shit growing out of the wall and stuff. Yeah.
I'm not sure I even bothered taking a shower while I was there.
Oh, I did. I took one every morning. I got up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, got a shower.
I just treated it like camping, where I don't take showers.
Yeah, I don't care.
Well,
much.
this is why I bring an entire house with me. I bring a shower, a place to live, electrical supply, water supply. Like,
Yeah.
I've tried to insulate myself from the Rogers experience, but I mean, everybody's expected to use porta johns. Like, I'm sorry, but like porta johns, like it's one thing. It's like if it's a one-time thing, it's an emergency, like whatever. But to spend a whole week on that thing, like, no way. Like,
I can honestly say I've never taken a shit in a porta john.
What?
Consider yourself lucky.
Never. Never. I
Consider
refuse.
yourself lucky.
Do you just shit in the woods?
Either that or I don't know, man. It's just I don't know, man. I've never worked construction where it's like, oh, no facilities. I've never worked jobs or just I don't know, man.
Or been at like a festival or something?
Or festivals. Nah, I don't. What's that? Oh, I use the running water johns. Like get up early, like you said. Get up early while the bathrooms are still open. But I'm like, no, porta potties. Fuck no.
Yeah, I
grody.
I used to be so like bathroom shy when I was a kid. Like I couldn't pee at a urinal. I'd have to go to the stall. I was so shy, but after like as older I get, the more I'm like, I just can't do it anymore. Like I just you're just like, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Like there's no stopping it.
So well, I almost got kicked out of Rogers permanently this time.
What would happen?
Well, I didn't know how this was going to go, but they used to give you these magnets you put on the side of your vehicle to let them know who's allowed in. But they last year, the year before, they got these orange stickers they want you to put on your car, and I don't put stickers on my truck. I just don't.
Right.
So I just hold it up in the window so they can see me, and I go in. And this time I'm holding it up. I'm waiting. Finally, the lady, she knocks on the glass. No. You're like, she's like, you have to put that on your window, And I'm like, I'm not allowed to put stickers on the truck. Well, then I'm not letting you in, right?
What?
And I'm like, what? Like, why are you? Well, somebody else could be using that. I guess they're constantly thinking that Porcfesters are there to scam them, right? Like, instead of just like graciously rolling in all that money that comes in,
right?
Campground, they're all like, we got to squeeze them hard. So, so anyway, so I'm trying to have a polite conversation. I'm just like, like, why are you being that way? She's like, why are you being that way? And I'm like, okay. So she goes, well, I want you to do it. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing it. She goes, well, I'm not opening the gate. I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to sit here. Right. Throw it apart. So we got a test of wills. And,
was anyone with you in the car, Babb?
No, but now there's 2 cars waiting behind me. Okay, I feel bad for them. So I pull off to the side, right? Yeah. And then she opens the gate to let them through, and I just went through.
She didn't slam the gate down on you.
Well played, sir.
No, but I thought, you know what? They could easily just kick me out for that. You know what I mean? Like, I could be banned. But I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Put a sticker on my truck? I got a nice truck.
Yeah, man. And I'm guarantee you, it's not like one of those easy peel ones. It's like the nasty, ones you pull off and it just rips. And
like the kind of.
Why do they need you to stick it? Why can't they give you a paper to just slide in the dashboard?
Or
hang on the mirror.
They don't want you sharing it. See, that's the thing. They think somebody's going to share it. So
you can't remove it and reapply it somewhere else? Is that not possible?
This is their racket. I think this lady's new. I don't know. This black-haired goblin woman. But
black-haired goblin woman. It's a podcast title, maybe.
Sounds like he's in the Notion podcast.
And I just thought, this is me. But then I saw my friend Marina, and she told me how Rogers called the cops on her. What? And I was like, what? Because she was coming in with her friend. She's Russian, and she has this young Russian friend who was coming in. And I guess he was coming in on foot from the nearby motel. And the sign says $5 day pass or whatever. So he shows up with $7 evidently. And they said, no, for Porcfest, it's $30. They've increased their day fee to $30 for the week of Porcfest, right? Just squeezing people, right? Like that's $30 ridiculous. For the pleasure of what? Using their porta pot? This is the services they're offering, but they think it's worth $30. So anyway, they had a discussion about this, and he's like, no, I want to pay the $5. It says they're on the sign. I only have $7. Anyway, Marina gets involved, and next thing I know that she says the cops are there. I don't know.
No.
I don't know how it ended up, but let's just say Rogers is Rogers. If anybody's got a couple $1 million, buy that thing. I think that would be the best revenge, to just buy that place and make it decent.
Right.
Well, it's got to be hard to find completely private owned campgrounds like that, right?
It's virtually impossible. You'd have to build one or buy that one or buy something. I don't know.
What do you think that would go for? What do you think the realist? What do you think that would go for?
Well, the problem is you'd really have to do an analysis. I mean, Crosby, the owner, threw out numbers like 3 million a couple of years ago, but it's deteriorated since then. It might have negative value when you figure out, well, you got to rip out all of this shitty electrical, all this bad plumbing, all these crappy, dilapidated, slummy bathhouses and buildings. By the time you actually fixed it, that's going to be millions of dollars right there. So you got, if someone's really interested, you'd have to do an analysis of what would it cost to fix this versus just buying a fresh mountain and just excavating the whole thing from scratch.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone owned a part of an island. They might be able to post something.
This island is way too many busybodies around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other highlights of Porcfest? Anything else? Anything
Well, we had a Enemies
note?
of the State happy hour, which was a huge success. Massive amounts of people. It's become a pretty popular party now. Enemies of the State is the theme, and trying to, like, before we would try to, like, get people to sign Ross's petition. So now we're working on, like, Ian Freeman and Roger Ver and Roman Storm, and anyway, some other, like, crypto prisoners, trying to get some attention for these guys. I can't really say it was as successful in that regards, but very fun party nonetheless. So everybody come out next year. Punk rock libertarians should definitely be there.
Yeah, next year. It's just too much going on this year. I was debating on it, but I was like, man, next year is the year.
I don't think I'll ever be able to afford that again.
What? Get out of here.
The time, the distance, the travel, the money.
You got to put these kids to work. Start paying for all their
Yeah, just get paid more. That sounds. I mean, if you're not getting enough money,
I got a lot of stuff to pay off, a lot of bills, and it's just time wise. Like, I just don't have time. Like, I get so much stuff I got to do around here.
well, if you cut out like LNC meetings, maybe that would free up.
Yeah, you don't have time to go to Michigan.
Dude,
I guarantee this is more fun than an LNC meeting.
I'm willing to bet you anything. Well, they're enacting a new rule where they can the board can remove regional representatives, because usually only the region can remove the regional representative.
Wow,
So now they just
centralized.
yeah. So now
yeah.
I said I'd be honored to be the first person. I said to be the first person removed from the LNC board by a vote of the LNC. I said that'd make for a great trivia fact and an awful trivia game.
It would be. That'd be awesome. And yeah, worst trivia game ever. Worst party game ever.
Are you sure you'd be the first one excommunicated?
It would be. I probably would be.
Yeah, because it takes for Otto to be excommunicated, removed from the LNC. It would take a vote or excommunicate for him to be removed
from the whole party.
As a region rep. It takes a vote upon the region, right, amongst the chairs. Correct. I mean, not that we got to get into
the chairs have to do it.
Autism of
this
the
would come
Libertarian
from
Party.
a vote from the board. So
yeah,
I'd
love it, because you know what?
Hey,
I mean,
Jared,
honestly,
Jared.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Exactly.
Right. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah, this dude, I would love them to do that. Basically, just so that just further the decentralization of this party, because I don't know, dude. The whole national LNC, the whole LP, it's just enough already.
It's been a shit show for so many years. Like,
right.
It's like, what? I mean, is there a way to sell out anything left? I mean,
yeah, it's gotten to the point where it's like, just keep it local, keep it as decentralized as possible.
How about just forget it?
Yeah, how about that?
I mean,
how about just we're kind of to the point where there's no political solution. There's no political solution to the mess we're fucking in.
Right. Let's accept that and move on to the next stage. Right.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Eric.
Babs, anything else before we switch topics to one heck of a 2 weeks? I mean, we got a lot to cover.
Well,
any other Porcfest highlights?
There's one other
deluge.
There's one other story that I'll say for after hours that involves a friend of the show and too much Molly.
Ooh. Oh, wow. All right. That sounds
How would
great.
one want to listen to this?
Yeah, how could someone listen to this, Otto?
I would assume you could go over to our Patreon over at patreon.com/punkrockliberatorians, all one word, and sign up for as little as $3 a month and get access. Not just that. We'll get a live link. You'll be able to comment. You get to listen to it live as it unfolds. But you also get access to the back catalog of shows where we talk about all sorts of crazy stuff and lots of N-bombs and all that stuff.
What are you talking about?
All the good stuff.
J-bombs?
Not talking about the N-word. You guys don't know about the N-word? Nuclear.
There you go.
We need that as a sound drop. That's our
the
N-word.
Oh man, so many good sound bites.
Right?
Oh,
just like this one.
The biggest load that we've seen.
That's what I just did in the bathroom. Remember there. Yeah, so that's the one thing this president's good for is sound drop for our show. So thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. President. Yeah, but I'm so
Sorry,
glad we didn't do the podcast.
Sorry,
I'm
Iran.
very glad we didn't do it last week.
Yeah, sorry, Iran. Sorry, Gaza. But we're getting good sound bites. So
Yeah, right.
It's all worth it.
Yup. Hey, but at least we got Ross.
This is
out.
what I voted for. Get
got
Ross
sound
out
and we get sound
and
bites.
sound bites.
yeah, this is what we voted for. Memes.
Yes.
Yep.
Well,
So
no,
Babbs could
but,
go to Porcfest and
seriously.
hang out with
Yeah, but seriously though,
with
I'm
Ross.
so glad we didn't do it because I would probably be a lot angrier. I don't know. Things just happen so fast, and it's like you never know. I'm glad we don't do like there's like podcasts that do like several times a week. They record like Dave Smith's, for instance, and like it's always it'll drop like 17 hours later, and then you're like, well, it's already dated by then. So at least we get some time to breathe on this podcast when we do once a week. So.
Yeah.
But sorry we missed last week. We'll make it up to you with some good Molly stories in the after hours. So sign up. But yeah. So where are we now? Is there a ceasefire? I mean, everyone, if you guys are listening to this, you have to already know. I don't know. We don't need.
Well,
to read it.
Israel has always kept their word when it comes to ceasefires, right?
I mean, yeah.
It's the
I mean,
most
they're our
more
greatest
alarming in
ally.
the world.
Yeah.
It's our greatest ally. Okay.
They definitely follow just war theory. They're definitely, I mean, I didn't catch it, but there was something on like Grok where someone asked, I forget what, I stumbled across it on Twitter, but they've basically broken like pretty much every quote unquote ceasefire.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it asked like how many, and it was like 300 or something.
No,
it was like
900.
Yeah, it was like 900 something.
It's just like it said. Yeah, how many ceasefires have they broken? Just the number. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
should
It's
try
like
that.
one, I don't
gonna
know, maybe 6 million. It was a lot. It was
Yeah.
a little,
that number's debatable. Yeah.
More like 271,000.
yeah. But it was ridiculous. Yeah, if you just type it in, Jared, it came up. And it's like, I mean, on one hand, and then the F-bomb by Trump, I think this is just to reassure the base that I'm not a complete cuck for Israel, even though we all know he is. And I think a lot of his base is noticing. And I think that's just kind of like his tough talk, tough guy. Hey, I'm not completely their bitch, but I actually am.
Do we have
What
that
do you got?
video of him getting off the plane?
All right. So I asked ChatGPT, how many ceasefires has Israel broken? Just give me the number. Well, it didn't just give me the number, but it did give me the number. It's not just the number. It says Palestinian officials have reported that since the Gaza ceasefire came into effect in January 2025, Israel has violated it at least 962 times. So that's the Gaza ceasefire. That's just since 2025. It's like it's probably in like the hundreds of thousands.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they cease fire on the USS Liberty? Yeah, no. Did Mossad tip off about what was it, the base in Lebanon? Fuck these.
Yeah.
I'm so sick and tired. And that's the thing. I think Trump had to come in hot and drop, to kind of talk tough that I'm
they
not
love that.
Yeah, that I'm not completely Israel's cuck, but it's clearly evident. Like you can't trust this fucking country. You can't fucking trust them anymore. It's like, what are we doing?
Never could.
What do you mean? Yeah. What do you mean anymore?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, at all,
Under the name.
ever since their existence, you can't because when you talk to anybody that's been in the military for anybody that was in intelligence, they're like, no, Israel is the greatest threat to our intel because they steal all our shit all the time.
It's not our shit. It's their shit.
Their
And-
shit. Yeah.
They're stealing it from their allies. I mean, let's face it. They blackmail them fair and square. They
Mhm.
deserve those nuclear weapons and secrets.
Yeah. But I digress. But where should we jump off with that? I mean, we have a couple docs on it.
Do we
Where
have
are
the
we?
video?
Where are we at right
Do we
now?
have the-
I don't know.
Do we have the
Yeah.
video of him coming off the plane, dropping the F-bomb?
Yeah, let's start.
Just
there.
the whole video?
This is
Yeah.
the last
Yeah.
thing I've heard. It's
The
only like
things he
30
really
seconds.
says in there are very telling. Very telling as part of
I
this.
don't think they are.
Oh, shit, I did have that up.
What's
I don't think it's in the stock. Hold on, here we go.
Oh no.
Here we go. I got it. All right. Unmute. Full screen.
Iran violated the peace agreement and the ceasefire agreement, do you believe that Iran is still committed to peace?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Really low.
That's as high as it gets.
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel.
Load.
You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that.
What is he talking about there?
You know what?
One bomb
One
landed.
rocket?
Yeah, one rocket wasn't intercepted and blew up in, I think, some American base or something like that, or
Qatar.
Qatar.
Oh, the
yeah.
Qatar one?
Yeah.
So
we basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Do you have to respond to Iran?
Oh, he's walked off.
he's like, how dare they
Drop the
drop
F
those,
bomb.
yeah, how dare they drop those bombs that I gave them? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I know, right?
This is the worst thing ever. Who would have thought they'd use those weapons that we give them year after year after year after year?
Right.
What
So
a
that's
cuck.
where we're at. So apparently the bombs have stopped, right? I haven't heard anything.
I don't know. Well, supposedly, now what I've heard, now I don't know if this is really confirmed or not, but so this thing went down, and then Iran had to respond, right? So
Right.
there's the Iranian mullahs and politicians, they have to do something to save face. So they're like, hey, do you have any old bases you're not using we can attack for a PR stunt?
Right.
And they're like,
Yeah,
yeah, we
We
got
got 800 of them around the world.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
bomb
Here's
one?
one in
We got quite
Qatar
a few.
that needs some upgrades anyway. Tell you what, you come in tomorrow, we'll get everybody out of there. You land a rocket, and then you save face, and then we'll start a peace process, and it'll be great. Like the whole thing's a fucking op.
But then Trump totally ruins the kayfabe by basically spilling the whole story, right? Like he comes in, he's like, and just explains all the shit that is supposed to go on behind the scenes in that scenario,
Yeah.
and just says it out loud. It's like you're kind of ruining the saving of the face, man.
Yeah.
Like
It's
we
so
have to
crazy.
believe, the idiots have to believe that this
right.
was
He was mocking their response as being weak.
yeah, he's like it was weak.
Yeah.
What I-
No, he should have been like, oh my god, this is we're gonna now he should have acted like it was a bit. But then I guess he has to save face because if this was a successful attack on the U.S., then now he's pressured to do more violence. So see how this one stupid op leads to the next op. I don't even
Right.
know what level of op we're in right now.
Right.
It's just layer upon
Infinite
layer
levels of op.
bullshit.
and it
and
could
he-
be.
Well, it's funny. It's funny now too that all these people that were saying that were supporting this attack, the U.S. attack, they're doing a victory lap now because they think oh well, this was a necessary strike. It brought Iran to the table for nuclear talks. Meanwhile, the nuclear talks were already ongoing well before this attack occurred. They were already close to signing a
Or
treaty.
supposedly.
No, they
right?
had a treaty. They had a treaty.
Yeah.
It was like Trump that bailed out on the treaty. It wasn't.
Oh yeah,
them.
the one in 2018, right?
Something like that. And then
Yeah.
let's remember that when we're talking nuclear program, the words they use are so misleading. Nuclear program means medical applications and energy, right? Which every country in the world has. Okay.
Right.
So they use nuclear program. They say, oh, we're going to stop their nuclear program. We can't let Iran have a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
As if this is part of their nuclear program, which it clearly isn't, has never been. The inspectors have been there. Tulsi Gabbard, she announced a couple of months ago that the American intelligence has confirms that they're not working on it.
And then she immediately changed her story as soon as the bomb started dropping.
Somebody set her mind right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I was listening to Scott Horton. He was on Counterpoints, and he was talking about how, most people don't know, what it require, the level of enrichment required to actually build a nuclear weapon, right? And it's 90%. It has to be 90% enriched. So all the evidence that we know about Iran's programs says they're only at 60%. And that's not, and most of it's at like 30 or whatever, which is what's being used for like the nuclear energy and all the other stuff.
Yeah, and the medical applications are like 3.5%, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like ridiculous to even act like this nuclear program is some kind of a threat. Completely manufactured to do a war on behalf of Israel, and let's bring in the cuck. And
they wouldn't even have the mechanism to deliver the bomb anyways. Like they don't have. They don't like. They'd have to like. He was like they'd have to strap it onto a helix and drive it into Israel or something.
Well, I don't think Israel would do that to themselves. So like,
Right.
if Iran attacks anybody with a nuke, it's obviously Israel. Okay, that
Right.
does. Okay,
Yeah.
like no one else would do something that horrible.
Yeah.
I know. I'm very curious about how like this all works.
What?
The timelines of everything, because apparently they were saying that Israel had 12 or 24 hours left to continue bombing, but Iran was only given 12 hours in this some type of ceasefire deal. And that doesn't make sense. I don't know. I was so confused by everything.
And then Iran denied making a deal. They just said,
yeah.
"We'll stop attacking if you do." And they said,
And then
"Okay,
I'm
they're
seeing-
agreeing to a deal." Like,
And then I'm seeing videos of people cheering in the streets, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get anything that's happened. I was so mad. I was coming home from Great Wolf Lodge with my kids and my wife. When I got the message that we had to put out a statement about it from the National LP. And I was like, what? And I looked at it and I was like, oh crap. And I was so furious. I spent like the whole hour ride home just like shitting on Israel and the government to my kids. just filling them with propaganda. And I'm like, oh, there's like
you're anti-Semitic now. Okay.
Yeah. Always happen. No, I'm just kidding.
It's just ridiculous. I think everybody's so sick of it. And like, I mean, would it be too much to like just be like, look, give us like one op at a time, right? Like I can't follow it. It's just like who's it's so like op against op against op, all these different interests, all full of shit, all trying to scam people, all trying to commit mass murder. Like, I know it's not all the same agenda, but they're all these evil bastards fighting, like, God, I just want it to stop.
And it was like a cool like 36 hours where I don't think we got off of I stopped seeing like dead babies in Gaza, and then it was like after the 36 hours like, oh no, they killed 46 more people that are waiting in line for food.
Right, the whole time they're murdering people trying to get food,
Yeah,
fighting like animals to be thrown a scrap, and like insane.
Right. I know.
Insane.
I know.
I mean, imagine people thinking they're going to vote their way out of this when Israel controls frickin' every single politician, every. Now the mayor race was like I think the surprise. Like, who thought the guy that wasn't pro-Israel would win an election? Like,
well, people have it's Israel fatigue. I mean, they're like these liberals and leftists, like they all got together, and it's funny to think that they had to put up the worst person ever to be, the worst Democrat ever, because that's the real race.
He's a straight up communist. Like, they calling him a socialist. No, he's communist. He's straight up communist.
Yeah, where's the do we have the video of him talking about the public option grocery stores?
Yeah, it's
AKA,
there.
AKA bread lines.
Yes.
Single payer bread lines. Yeah.
Sorry,
here
guys,
we go.
I'm back. I had technical difficulties.
What happened?
Oh, I had some technical difficulties. Speaking of government. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Here we go. Here it is.
Grocery prices are out of control. The cost of eggs and milk has skyrocketed. Some stores are even using dynamic pricing, jacking up the cost over the course of a day depending on what they can get away with. It doesn't need to be this way. I'm Zahran Mamdani, and as mayor, I will create a network of city-owned grocery stores. It's like a public option for produce. We will redirect city funds from corporate supermarkets to city-owned grocery stores, whose mission is lower prices, not price gouging. These stores will operate without a profit motive or having to pay property taxes or rent, and will pass on those savings
Or price controls,
to you.
or
Grocery prices are out of control.
market
the cost
market
of eggs
prices,
and milk
or
has skyrocketed. Some stores are even using dynamic pricing, jacking up the cost over the course of a
Tommy shit.
First of all, he just admitted that the property taxes are the reason that the groceries are so expensive.
Right.
But no, James, it's what they can get away with.
It's the evil greedy bastards and what they can get away with.
It's these evil corporations.
It's the most thinly veiled, awful, thought through thing. But anyone, like literally, James just did it in 5 seconds. I'm sure even some NPCs could probably be like, "Wait a minute, why did you bring up taxes?"
Like, no, they're gonna love it. They're gonna be like, "Yep,
Oh,
they
yeah.
are." It's like this is like the rent is too damn high guy. Like, what happened to him? Remember that guy? Like,
I also did a little bit of research on this, and like there aren't really any examples of this anywhere. Like even in the most communist countries.
the Soviet Union had Soviet grocery stores.
Well, yeah, okay, like, but I mean, like currently, right? Like there's
right, everybody starved to death. They don't do it anymore.
right. Like the closest thing that you find is like occasionally there'll be some like rural town, some remote rural town, and like whatever was there, the giant closed down, and so like they had to like build an emergency grocery store. But aside from that, like the closest thing you really have is like co-ops, and that's just like customer owned, really.
And they're still paying
fine.
property tax.
Yeah.
How about it? Here's an alternative. Let's say you really want to get grocery prices down in New York City. Like, how about first of all, you stop all your zoning bullshit that keeps people from building grocery stores. Then you take your property tax and you just slash it for everybody. Okay, everybody. Right. Then you just stop fucking around with the businesses that are there trying to do stuff, and like maybe let them enforce anti-shoplifting measures, right? Like, like tell them like, yeah, if there's a shoplifter, shoot him in the face, like,
right? Yeah, seriously. Just beat him right then and there.
Everything they've done is encouraging grocery stores. Everything they're doing is encouraging grocery stores to pack up and leave town, right? Yep. And if it's not the government doing it, it's a bunch of like, oh my God, they're gentrifying our neighborhood with the Trader Joe's. Oh no! Like,
yeah.
Now, if you want to keep
NIMBY
your keep your property tax down, you know what? Fine, go out and throw garbage on your lawn. Okay, like will reduce property values. You can,
but
fight
it's all the property taxes are already insane, and the property values are already insane, and they have trash everywhere. Like,
exactly. So
there's no.
I look forward so much to you guys. What was that? You had like a thumb up.
I don't know. It does that sometimes. It just throws little.
Do that.
Yeah.
You make it do that.
It like sees my hand. Oh, no.
Oh.
Add effects using hand. Turn on reactions to express yourself with hand gestures during the video. Like camera and status.
Where do you see that?
It just popped up on the top of my screen.
I'm trying to figure out how to disable that shit.
Anyway, but I'm so looking forward to seeing New York burn like again. Like it's gonna be like the 1970s all over again.
Well, how about
I would like to see New York be cool again, but
yeah,
it's not gonna happen. COVID killed that city. Yeah. It's over.
Yeah,
it's over. It's over.
Well, but global warming's not gonna help, right? So how are we gonna cleanse the Manhattan Island from this bullshit? No, Manhattan should be a kick-ass place. It's got money. It's got people. It's got.
They got rid of CBGBs, and I was like, done.
It's very sad.
All the big clubs.
Sad.
I have good times when I go there, but I don't live there.
I don't know, man. I don't really have any desire to go up there at all anymore. I don't. Like, I'm just like, fuck that. Like, I just rather just avoid it like the plague. I really have no desire to go there anymore.
I'd like to see what this new mayor can do with the place. Now, remember, like Giuliani came in. I don't know if you guys are young, but when Giuliani came in, before Giuliani, like you could smoke weed in a bar, you could smoke weed on the street. It was illegal, but like it was like a cool place. The Village, Soho, like it was a scene. And then Giuliani came in and he says, "Oh, we're going to crack down." They started busting people in clubs. They're like, we're going to bust all these little crimes, and that's going to trickle up into stopping like robberies and carjackings and shit.
And then 9/11 happened.
Or not, but
the 9/11 happened.
Yeah, the mayor of 9/11, Giuliani. Anyway, but he was a big downer for the town, and it's just been downhill ever since.
Yeah, and it's a pendulum. I think it's the pendulum swing. It's like, oh, we gotta get tough on crime, and then we gotta go the opposite way, and then it's just this constant pendulum swing, and there's no like middle ground. That's just common sense and based on markets and property rights, and based on
I mean, New York's going to be expensive, right? It's a single island, and there's all these people and all this money there. Not everybody should be there, right? Like, some people don't need to live in Manhattan. Yes, it's expensive, right? This is how prices work. If everybody wants something, the price goes up, right? If you don't like it, there's Hoboken, like,
right.
Hey,
there's the Bronx.
There's a video. Look at these goofballs. It's the Vermont Libertarian Party posted it, and it's so true, man. The people that are supporting this goofy, they're just a bunch of
they had the
Marxists.
choice. Like unfortunately, they were given a choice of a bunch of Israel cucks or a communist, and they were like, you know what? We're so fucking tired of bending to Israel and the Zionists that we're going to go communist. And if everybody starves to death, it's worth it.
So are you noticing that maybe it's the Zionists behind this and they want just saying?
No, I think that's the reason why you're seeing this guy getting crushed extra hard is because he's the only one in that debate that refused to answer that stupid ass question of like, where are you going to go when you first get elected as New York mayor? And then it turned into, does Israel have a right to exist
as a Jewish state? Right?
Yeah.
He goes, I have a right to exist with equal rights. Oh my God.
I love how that line of question, it literally took like 30 seconds to go from fun question, like, where would you guys go? And then it's just like, say Israel's real. Like,
right.
Like, what if he said Disney? I'm going to Disney World.
Yeah. What then?
Should have said.
What then? Yeah,
he did just say, like, I'm gonna just hang out in the city and I'm gonna try to do my job. Like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just
support him
I'm staying here. I'm gonna set up some commie grocery stores. Just trying to work on that.
Well, and they also,
how dare you?
I mean, not only like it is surprising that not being a full Israel supporter he still won, but also he was going up against a Cuomo. Like nobody wants another fucking Cuomo in office.
The easiest candidate to go against.
Right, he killed everybody's grandma, right? And then he had that like Me Too scandal, right? Like what is he, and he still thinks he's electable, which is probably true. Like,
it reminds me of like Baltimore, like what's her name, Sheila Dixon, like ran again after like going to jail.
They're just so tired of I mean it's
just name recognition. It's like, oh yeah, I've seen that name before. Let me push that button.
This is why democracy is just a
retarded.
Joke. Like it's really time for people to stop thinking along these lines. You're not voting your way out of this. Like when they give you a choice between Zionists or communists, like
it's pretty sad.
Or I should say Zionist communists versus non-Zionist communists, right? Because they're like, no matter who you vote for, they're communists.
Hi, here you go. This is just 70 years of Marxist capture of our public schools, and this is Vermont LP put this up. I mean, this is what it is. It's just this is a celebration. Look at these.
What are they celebrating?
This mayor,
Mamdani,
nominated.
But they're not even in New York.
Where are they?
Well, they are. Yeah, it was like at a viewing.
But it's posted by Vermont. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, it was just posted by Vermont.
I'm assuming Olga because she's from New York City originally.
Yeah, this was at the Vermont LP meeting.
yeah, right. Right. Look at all these commies.
Someone pulled a knife on Olga. Did you guys hear that?
What's that?
Someone pulled a knife on her?
No, they didn't pull a knife on her. She clarified she was just quoting somebody else that got a knife pulled on her.
Oh, okay. I was like, it looked like she was quoting.
Her post made it sound like that, and I thought that too. I'm like, oh my God.
Damn.
All right, cool. So glad
learn how to use social media, folks.
Yeah.
Some of these bonus hole guests we have on. Don't know how to work social media.
I mean, let's
Yeah.
face it. If somebody threatened Olga, like we would go to war. There's no denying that, right?
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Imagine the smell.
I don't know, man. The indoctrination, the public schools, I mean, the fact that they're
Gotta
just
go.
accepting, it's
God.
it's I don't know, man. The nap, that's kind of where I'm becoming less and less of a libertarian, because I think the nap is a
Just wanna kill 'em.
mistake, and I think some of these communist physical fucking removal.
Listen,
because
you can remove them and still honor the nap, because its defensive force is always allowed under the
it
nap.
is, but it's
Right,
it's
yeah.
I think it's allowed this slow creep into society and into our
I would say it's a lack of defensive force, right?
Wait, you think the nap has allowed this to happen?
Nobody follows
How?
the nap?
No one follows the nap.
Fringe.
Right,
Not even
well-
the OP follows the nap.
If
Right,
people
well,
actually
that-
followed the nap, then we wouldn't have to worry about any of this shit.
Right, but that's the problem. And so to think that people are going to adopt this stupid fucking philosophy that not stupid, but I mean just to like go along with like, oh, it's like you're being aggressed upon daily. You need to reject this.
The nap is not holding you back from self-defense.
No,
Yeah.
it's not, but this is going to
Well, anybody that thinks people are just going to magically adopt the nap is delusional. The nap is just it's just the basis of a philosophy.
right.
Whether you convince people of that or you just defend yourself, and those are basically your options, right?
But it's kind of getting to the point where like pretty much all those kids need to be fucking deported because their ideas are dangerous and are a threat to
You're
us.
sounding like a Zionist, where like even the children are guilty. You know
No,
what I
I'm
mean?
just saying. I'm just saying. When does it get to a point where it's like, where they will not allow us to exist? They might need to be like physically removed. You know what I mean?
I mean,
That's
I don't
kinda
think you
where
should
I'm
be
getting.
removed for thought crimes. I think you actually have to like take an action before, or actually make like an actual like legitimate threat. Like, okay, we're gonna start rounding up like libertarians.
Well,
But just for cheering for like some idiot communist, like who's probably never going to be able to pull any of this shit off anyways. Like, how are you going to even make that happen? Like, what is the city council like? Like
They're communists too. It's gonna be,
yeah.
but they've been communist and
it's-
like they haven't done this before. So
But do you not like? It is becoming such. It is just becoming so. Just so much of our like society now, and like these kids are like. I don't know, man. I think we're cooked, and it's gonna. If we want to preserve these ideals and these principles, we might have to. Like, at what point? Like, that's kind of what I'm getting at. At what point do we say, you know what? Like, it's time to do something.
but it's still defensive. Defensive violence is justified. It's morally acceptable. It might not be tactically prudent. I think that's the problem. It's not tactically prudent. Like when the school board comes after you, like shooting them might not be the best thing to do. Okay. I'm not saying they don't deserve it. Okay. I'm not saying the
driving your
school-
bulldozer into
I'm
the
not saying-
PTA meeting might not be prudent. But
I'm not saying government
be
schools
prudent.
aren't the root of so many problems, right? But you have to say like, well, maybe there's a better way. First of all, get your own fucking kids out of the government school. I still know
That too.
libertarians that send their own kids to these government schools. Okay.
Yeah.
So number one, pull yourself away from it. Like number two, defend yourself. Stack sets. Okay. Like use cryptography. Like we have a lot of means at our disposal to protect ourselves from these people. Yes, the government schools are fucked up, and I feel sorry for those poor kids in the video. They're all brainwashed. They're they're basically have been indoctrinated by this crap, and so be it, right? I don't really care. What if we can just protect ourselves from them, separate ourselves, protect ourselves? You know what? If 95% want to be communist and go to the state bread line, go for it. Okay, I'll be here on my island. You guys are invited. Like let's create. If there's only 3 or 5% of us that are opposed to this, that's still like millions and millions of people. Okay, we can still have and the fact that we're smarter, the fact that we're decentralized, we're always going to have advantages over these people. Like to act like we're somehow like being we're the victims. It's kind of weak. It's like fuck them.
But it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna be, this has always existed, but it's just becoming more pervasive and more and just maybe on Twitter. Maybe I'm on Twitter too much. Maybe I need to touch more grass. But
smoke more grass.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, look.
Let me just show you this cool variety pack jar of joints I got. Look, it's gay. Look,
is that Pride? Is that the Pride special?
Oh,
yeah.
Look, it's like
nice.
It's color coded, and each joint is different.
Like,
ayahuasca.
It's not.
Very
It doesn't.
mad.
It's. I think it's the color of ayahuasca. I
didn't know ayahuasca had a color.
Ayahuasca in it. Like, well, if it does, I'll let you know. I just thought it's some cool marketing. Like, which one should I try?
Green.
Do you want to say that for the after hours?
He's gonna probably smoke 3 of these by the after hours.
Right.
Hey, Babs. So let's we got I don't know, we got a couple minutes here, 10 minutes. I don't know. Do we want to move off the commie mayor? We could save some stuff for the after hours, get some juice, get into the juicy deets. But how about this Clown World segments? Let's get into Jared, if you want to pull it up here. We have the main weather report. So you're up there. Have you seen this weather report?
Let's see it.
What's the weather like up there right now?
It was hot as fuck until today, and then it chilled down. Like it dropped, like it was in the 100-degree range, and then today it was like 70.
Main weather report. I don't see that here, dude.
Oh, it's not in the docs. Hang on, hold up. It is look at the most updated. Let's see here. I'll find it. Bear with me here. You guys keep bullshitting for a minute. I'll find it.
Was the weather good?
I don't know.
Weather's great today.
In Maine? Nice. Let's see. What is Brandon? I know DMT starts purple in nature and turns gold in processing. No idea about ayahuasca. Okay.
Me neither, dude.
Yeah, I've never seen ayahuasca in person. I've seen DMT. I don't remember it being purple, but it might have been processed or something.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck's going on upstairs. Sorry. I don't know if you guys can hear my kids screaming upstairs.
I can kind of hear something now. Yeah,
yeah, dude, they're
let's watch this Ted Cruz on Iran.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go there. Let's go there.
Oh yeah. This is
I found
hilarious.
it. So yeah, let's go back to that. This is great. Old Tel Aviv Ted here.
Tel Aviv Ted. Wait, hold on. Do I have the right one up here?
Oh, that's it.
Oh, there we go.
Ron, by the way. I don't know the population at all. No, I don't know the population. You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah.
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's,
because
it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why
because
is that
if
relevant?
you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay,
it's not even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay, I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the one who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that...
We're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right. With our help.
I love this.
I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
You just said we.
We are supporting Israel.
You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
That's amazing.
That was great.
Oh my God.
dude. Ted,
Oh man,
and this guy is
I
supposedly
can't help but like
one of,
Tucker sometimes, dude.
I know.
dude. I'm telling you, man, he's becoming more and more based, and he might be an op, but honestly, man, I think he's realized
I don't
the
think he's
errors
an
of his
op,
way.
but yeah,
I think he's coming around, man. And the fact that like this is our like the most like one of the top senators, like one of the most the brightest of them all. These people are fucking beneath us. And
But how did he end up in this ambush situation? Like to me, like,
well, pull up the tweet. Pull up.
Why did he go on?
Look at the
go
APAC
in front of an uncontrolled journalist?
I think he honestly thought that he could handle it, and he couldn't. I think he thought he could. You know what's real? We don't have the clip. I'll find it for after hours. But man, he tried to get into the whole biblical, like, trying to quote them. Yeah, look at this. Look at how this is just 2025.
$1.9 million,
almost $2 million
from the pro-Israel lobby
in one fucking year.
See, that's chump change compared to the sexual blackmail that they've got him with, right?
Right.
Right.
Like, who knows what he's having sex with, but we know it's unnatural and immoral and disgusting. And APAC has videos.
And why is it all like? Why is it all like Lindsey Graham? Who's the other? There's a couple. Being that it's Pride Month, there's a couple like the other congressman, the senator from Georgia, the black guy. He's closet gay. Why is it all these closet gays that are the most warmongering?
Well, you know what? And especially since you can be gay now. Nobody gives a shit, right? Like, go ahead and be gay. Gay's not what they got on them. I think it's like, they have sex with animals. Who knows what they're doing? Dead kids. Like, some seriously dark shit, not just being gay. Now, I heard a story that Kash Patel, what they have on him is being gay. And it's effective because of his Hindu family. It's a really bad thing to be gay. But they're using that against him. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I'll still repeat it.
Seems like it could be a twink, right?
Why? But I don't understand all of that. That's what I don't get. If I had a deep dark secret, right? Something that I was like, no one can ever find out. I wouldn't run for anything. I know it's going to be used against me. Why was Kash Patel?
Because that's...
But it's self-selecting for those people. You can't succeed in politics unless you're a psychopath. And all psychopaths are going to have some deep, dark shit.
Like Ron Paul and Thomas Massey.
They don't get elevated.
Yeah.
The ones that get elevated, you're not up for consideration unless you've got an Epstein file.
Breaking news about that. Did you guys hear that a Trump PAC is spending $1 million looking for a competitor for Thomas Massey?
And you know what? Thomas Massey's still going to win.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because when you look at the amount of donors in his district and you look at he's going to win again. And I hope he does. And this is
didn't he endorse Trump?
He did.
And Trump endorsed him.
And Trump endorsed him. I mean, that's the thing. He is the most inconsistent, not Thomas Massey, but Trump is the most, he's such a weather vane, just such a, wherever the wind blows, I don't give a fuck, whatever.
Well, and he expects everybody that supports him in some capacity to be 100% loyal. And so if you criticize
him.
We
know what Trump's capable of. I think Massey, though, it gets off a little too easy. He endorsed Trump, okay? So... he helped elect Trump. So really,
who else is he going to endorse? What else is he going to
endorse? Trump? I think first it should start with an apology. I'm sorry for endorsing Trump. I was fooled. I won't be fooled again. Right?
Won't be fooled again.
He's I'd vote. I voted for him. I'm still I still support President Trump, but I don't support this. What he's doing. And it's just it's so simple. He was on Theo Von and Tom. I've never seen him that relaxed. Theo was him and Theo Von were just going back.
Wait, Massey was on Theo Von?
Yeah, Massey was on Theo Von. He was just cool. How hard is it just to put it line by line? Let's just vote on this, and then we'll vote on this, and then
that's what I'm saying, man. I think
it's a fantasy.
So simple.
That's not how it works.
We could talk, but no, we could talk about it more in the after hours. But I think the whole MAGA movement is in shambles, and I don't
clearly.
It is
built on bullshit from to the
right. But I really think it is.
I don't think it's in shambles.
Fracturing. I think it's fracturing. It is.
Well, I think on different levels it's fracturing, but like I think the voters are still like I have some friends that are just like blindly Trump supporters, and like they're just trying to rationalize the shit out of this thing. Like,
and even the opponents are going to jump. Even the opponents are going to jump in and vote even harder next time. I guarantee it. Every single critic that you hear on TV criticizing Trump is going to come out voting next time for some other asshole.
How about like the left?
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
That's right, Mr. President.
Well, let's one last. Well, Babs, I finally found it here. Here's your weather report.
Yeah, the weather report.
I found it. Here we go. Bear with me here. I'm boomering out, but yeah, we got your weather report. Let's see here. What the fuck is going on? Oh yeah, wait. Oh, I had it. I'm sorry.
You had it.
I had it. It was there.
We can get through this, right, guys?
It was there. We got it. There we go.
Well,
Babs, here's your weather report.
Here, Saturday. It is 80.
Oh no!
Here in Portland right now, honey. 78 degrees in Lewiston. I know the people of Lewiston, Auburn are probably celebrating and jumping in the river. Please don't do that. Be safe because it is hot, hot, hot. We need to find relief. Sanford's 81. Portsmouth down in New Hampshire is a lovely 83. Honey, the water is 56 degrees. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. That sounds so tropical, but you still got to be careful. Okay, hypothermia is real, so take it easy. 78 degrees in Waterville, 71 degrees in Greenville, and 76 in Millinocket. And shout out to my friends up in Caribou. I see you up there, Caribou. It's 73 degrees up there. Hope you're having a good old time.
I was in
Hello,
Caribou.
everybody. I am Chartreuse Money.
You know what? I was laughing, but I think she did a great weather report. Okay,
she actually did kind of do a great weather.
I thought she did a fine job with the weather report, and okay, whatever. The water is drag queen. Everybody's listening. Like it's cold as hell. If you there will be shrinkage if you go for a swim. Okay, like so. I think that's fair warning. And you know she gave a shout out to Caribou. I don't know who's there, but
well, we got about 4 more days of this shit. I can't wait till this fucking month is over because I'm so sick of this Pride Month bullshit.
Oh, it's not going away. Don't worry.
It won't. And there's going to be, but wow, the fact that like, I don't know, I'm yeah. But anyway, but there was your weather report, Babs. There in Maine.
Nice.
I think she did a great job. And although I laughed at her appearance initially, I should have just listened to what she was saying and enjoyed a quality weather report.
He had a face for what they call radio. Okay.
Face for nightmares. Can you imagine seeing
that
in the
too.
middle of the night? Easy.
I mean, seriously, drag weather report. That's Pride Month. No. Okay.
Look, did you
I
find
know.
out what
I thought it was weird that there was no children involved. Usually, I thought they had, I thought they only operate within children.
Yeah. Why wasn't it in a library?
Yeah. Why was it? Why wasn't it like a drag queen weather report hour with the
Black Flag
children's?
Brewing? You know Black Flag, Jared. You know Black Flag.
It's in Columbia.
Yeah, dude.
What did they have recently? Because I
saw a clip of them celebrating. They had a drag show, and it was a brunch with children were there, and they were like doing splits and getting tips.
You know what? It's right outside. It's right outside the parking lot where I work. It's like, and I've always wanted to go there. Right. But you know what? Fuck them, and I'll probably go in there to tell them, "Fuck you, leave the kids alone."
Get it on video.
I will. I'll go in there and be like, "Hey, I've always wanted to patronize you. I was thinking about having like maybe libertarian meetups here, or maybe like a happy hour, or maybe bringing my, But you know what? You brought the kids involved, drag queen. Fuck you. Like I'm tired of this shit. But I digress. Let's go over to the after hours.
Yeah, let's.
I'm so sick of fucking Pride Month.
We can get real.
Yeah,
I think seriously. There's a method which to follow to get over to the after hours, to the overflow room, as we put it around here on these parts.
Yes,
and I don't.
We have to fuck Trump.
That's the method.
Oh, so maybe that's where the big loads are coming from, right? The biggest
biggest
right?
load that we've seen.
Yeah, from all that fucking Trump, getting the big loads. So I don't know what you guys are, I don't know who's gonna come, but someone might come. I don't know, maybe a former president.
See if they come.
Do not come.
Oh, shut up, Kamala.
Sorry.
I'm going to come.
Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Mr. President. But yeah, so come on to the overflow room with us, which we're going to record right after this to get to said podcast, after hours, whatever you want to call it. You got to sign up for our Patreon for as little as $3. We're hemorrhaging numbers. We need bump these
Hemorrhaging.
Yeah, we're hemorrhaging viewers at this point.
Times are tough, man.
We've dropped from 8 to
people.
6. This is a crisis, okay?
Hey, man, isn't that like an 80%?
That's like 30%, man.
Yeah, 30%.
25%.
25%.
Right. So we're losing people left and right. We would love for you guys to join on. So please go over to patreon.com/punkrocklibertarian. Sign up for as little as $3 a month. And you get access to the after hour show, the live link. And then, yeah.
You can hang out.
Oh, yeah.
We might even send you a link to hop on the show. Who cares?
Yeah.
We might accidentally send you a link in the YouTube comments.
It has happened before.
Do it.
It might happen.
So, yeah. So be on the lookout for that, and you get access to the whole back catalog of podcasts we've recorded. And if you guys don't like using Patreon, go over to prlfans.com and find other ways to donate to the show. And we also have t-shirts for sale over at libertariancountry.com. Use the code PRL or PRL podcast. Get a 10% discount on your entire order. Or if you spend $50 or more, which you probably will because there's a lot of good stuff over there, use that code PRL2 for a 20% discount. So until next time, live free
or die.